Now turn our attention to our final interview for today's program, and it is with the founder of Balanced Bits blog, Gabriel Molyneux.
I told you I ain't gonna leave. It's your swag though. Them Chanel Tennessee. High studio.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a interview. This morning I have an interview with WESN. It's one of our local news channels here. Kind of nervous, yeah. We're barely doing our weird dance, but we're gonna sign on. Everything will be okay in Jesus' name, amen. All right, how are we looking, guys? Looking good? Yeah. Okay, I'm dead, so start it. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Hi, morning, Gabriel. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
No problem.
Awesome.
Okay, cool, no problem. So turn on my camera when you start the interview.
When I actually say, because I will start queuing it up, I would see more or less next we have our final interview for this morning, and it's with Miss Gabriel Molyneux.
Yeah.
And at that point, but would you mind turning it on now so we can just see how...
yeah, sure. Hi.
Yeah, this is excellent.
Okay.
So, you can go back into playing hide and seek.
Okay, all right.
Media, and it's a video of Nishad. Now turn our attention to our final interview for today's program, and it is with the founder of Balanced Bits blog, Gabriel Molyneux. She is a nutrition educator, health education blogger, and content creator on Instagram and YouTube. She attained a BSc in Nutritional Sciences and Agricultural Technology from the University of the West Indies in 2018. She has worked alongside companies such as Nestle, Anglo-Dutch Caribbean, and the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago, delivering nutrition education lectures and live healthy food demonstrations at various schools, workplaces, clinics, and health fairs across Trinidad and Tobago. Gabriel, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me here on AM Prime.
Hi, good morning, Nikolai. Thank you so much for having me, and good morning to your viewers and listeners.
So food is so very important, and nutritional food is so very important of a topic to talk about, especially in the midst of this pandemic. I was having a conversation with some persons and wondering, well, you know, is it a good thing that all of these fast food restaurants are closed? Of course, it's bad for all the employees and the employers themselves, but would this really cause a shift in behavior moving forward? Do you think so?
Yes, definitely. And we have seen it through the last lockdown and through this current lockdown. Persons are now forced, for lack of a better word, to create their homemade meals or even create their favorite fast food meals, as we've seen. However, some persons then use this as a coping mechanism where it kind of turns a little bad, where we use food to cope with stress.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about Balanced Bits blog. Where did that come from? What was the genesis for it? And how have things progressed from the time that you started to present?
So Balanced Bits with Gabs was created in May 2020. So I love cooking ever since I was a small child, and then I went to UE where I did nutritional sciences, and I learned the relationship between food and our health. Now, during the first lockdown, my friends, they always pressured me. They said, why don't you just keep posting your food online? Why don't you create a YouTube channel? And I finally did it. I was very nervous the first time, but the first recipe I posted was actually stewed chicken made with orange juice, not brown sugar. And that just blew everyone's mind. After that, it's just been really great, and I've met so many persons, and now I'm here on your show.
So, and that journey, because many people don't necessarily see, unless you are world-renowned or celebrity chef, that food in Trinidad and Tobago, and especially talking about it, blogging about it, is a lucrative or of some kind of human service. And how do you view that? Because while you may not yet have that kind of international recognition, clearly you are making inroads and you are expanding people's minds. But how do you view your contribution to what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago and even outside of the pandemic?
One of the pillars why I started Balance Bits with Gabs is because I knew the number of non-communicable diseases that was affecting our population, especially young children, and I knew that I wanted to make a change in that regard. Since starting the blog, I've been asked to present on several different panels. I've collaborated with several different companies that promoted healthy eating and healthy cooking, especially towards children. And even my community, my Balance Bits with Gabs community, as I like to call them, they always thank me for sharing my knowledge, and they even try some of the recipes and pass it on to their friends and their parents. So I would say I'm making a great stride in that regard.
Nice, and congratulations to you in that regard. What is healthy eating? Because it seems as though many have different viewpoints when it comes to healthy eating. But how would you define healthy eating?
So healthy eating for me would include variety. So you're looking at foods that belong on the 6 Caribbean food groups. You want to get as many foods as possible. So that would include staples, foods from animals, your legumes, which are your peas and beans, also our local fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course, drinking your water, healthy fats and oils. Also, it's all about balance. Being Balance Bits with Gabs after all. So yes, you want to eat your healthy food. You want your plate to be at least half vegetables, 1/4 for protein and 1/4 for staples. But it's also okay to eat our local foods such as doubles and bacon shark. It's all about balance and eating everything in moderation.
Nice. I think some people listening to the program might want to focus on those last items that you mentioned and not so much on the first. And that leads me into my next question. How do we then encourage persons to consider that balanced diet? Because I don't think we as a country have really invested sufficiently in public awareness campaigns. We see them propping up from time to time, and the buy local and these different things, but there isn't a sustained effort as far as I can see as it relates to healthy eating, balanced eating, and so forth. Why do you do you agree with me, and if so, why do you think that is?
Well, I would say that I have to disagree, just because I know that there are several organizations such as the Ministry of Health and also Tandy. Also, I may mention that today is Caribbean Nutrition Day as well, the 1st of June. So there are several organizations trying to do their best to promote healthy eating to the general public. However, it really comes down to an individual choice. We can provide the information and all the different techniques, but it really comes down to an individual choice. You have to make the choice today to protect your wellness in order not to be forced to pay attention to your illness later on.
Sure. I don't know if we can touch on some of the misconceptions that exist when it comes to healthy eating and just more or less balancing your diet that you may have come across, that you hear through the grapevine or actually from individuals who give you feedback. But I'm assuming there are a number of misconceptions. If we could probably discuss some of those.
Yes, definitely. So number one misconception is that all carbs are bad, and that is not true, not whatsoever. Carbohydrates are needed for energy supply. So our brain, our body, it needs energy, and carbohydrates are one of the main sources of that energy supply. Of course, there are some carbohydrates that are a little healthier than others. So what you would want to choose are those that are whole grains and high in fiber. Things like our ground provisions, or if you're eating brown rice or whole wheat bread, things like that. Also, another misconception is that healthy eating is expensive and only certain people can afford to eat healthy.
Yeah.
That is slightly true. Yes, it is a little more expensive to eat healthier, but you reap the benefits of eating healthy in the long run.
Sure. And we are in a pandemic, and we are in a state of emergency. Yesterday, we celebrated Indian Arrival Day, and literally we only had 5 hours to really go out and about. But there has been, I believe, a rise in terms of persons interested in home-based agricultural efforts. So when it comes to kitchen gardens and so forth, what advice, if any, do you have for those who are thinking about it, but they don't know if it's something that they should in fact do?
Definitely start your kitchen gardens. That's one way to reduce your grocery bill, as you have fresh fruits and vegetables right there. You could just walk outside and pick it. It comes like a farm to table experience. Always start with leafy greens, so things like lettuce, pak choy, that are easy to take care of, and they're quick. They grow within a short space of time. And there's a lot of information online that would help you grow your fruits and vegetables in your kitchen garden.
Nice. And well, let's now talk a bit about balanced bits with Gabs. How often do you blog about these items, and how can we more or less find out how can we locate your blog?
So I post on a weekly basis on YouTube. Currently, I have a fast food series going on right now on YouTube. So I'm remaking our favorite fast foods in a healthier manner using local ingredients. I also post on Instagram and Facebook at Balanced Bits with Gabs.
So, well, I can tell you I'll definitely be checking it out, because I'm one of those persons who, anytime someone asks me to cook something, I said, do you value your life? Because I feel as though I can't cook. I've done things in the past under instructions and they've come out good, but I just don't feel as though cooking is something right up my alley. What do you say to someone like me who is willing, but I just don't have that confidence in myself?
I think cooking is in all of us. You just need to find that spark and passion inside of you. So think of your favorite ingredients, whatever it may be. For example, it might be pumpkin. And think of all the different recipes that you can create with pumpkin. And you'll be very proud to see.
To someone like me who is willing, but I just don't have that confidence in myself.
I think cooking is in all of us. You just need to find that spark and passion inside of you. So think of your favorite ingredients, whatever it may be. For example, it might be pumpkin. And think of all the different recipes that you can create with pumpkin. And you'll be very proud to see what those hands can create.
Nice. Well, let me just say thank you so much. We'll see how things go. I'll probably check in with you and let you know how that's going. But I want to say thank you for coming onto our program this morning and sharing. And I just think it's so very important for us to understand that there are means and ways for us to be productive during this pandemic. And cooking may just be one of those ways. And as we had discussed, probably looking at a kitchen garden and so forth. So thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Nice. And that was Gabrielle Molyneux, of the founder of Balance, for us to understand that there are means and ways for us to be productive during this pandemic. And cooking may just be one of those ways. And as we had discussed, probably looking at a kitchen garden and so forth. So thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Nice. And that was Gabrielle Molyneux, of the founder of Balanced Bits with Gabs. So you can check her out there for all your healthy eating habits and much more. We're going to take a break.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And yeah, guys, that was my first TV interview. I was nervous. I wasn't even gonna lie, I was really nervous. But when I was talking on the interview itself, I wasn't really nervous. I was quite comfortable, even though I kind of messed up a few things in my head. People who viewed it, big up you. Big up my community who watched it. They said that it went really well, so I'm happy that it did, and I hope it made an impact on the viewers. Thank you so much to WESN, and thank you to Nikolai for having me on the show. I hope it's not the last time. I'd love to come back, maybe even do a food demonstration, who knows, right? So yeah, guys, we made it. We're on TV. Right, who knows what's next. So thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of the interview. Yeah, So yeah, bye guys, thanks for watching.